put a lot of work into what I do, okay? And I care about my community. I care so much about my community that I realized that I say, damn, you know what? I see why we failing. It's because we don't understand anything. We don't have the knowledge of anything. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we're connected to. We worshiping people that we don't know what these entities are that we worship because we never looked into nothing. We just blindly accepted everything. That's all you did. You didn't choose a lot of folks that's religious. You didn't choose your religion. You was born into it. So you just accepted this was what you were supposed to be doing. So like I say, man, now we're able to look at the past. Because one thing, let me tell y'all something. Anything that somebody is trying to get you to accept, it comes from a source. Okay? Any information, any religion, anything that somebody is trying to get you to accept, it comes from a source. It will behoove you to always go and research the source. Go to the very bottom level that you can get to research the source of your information. So you can see where it come from. Because that's what we've been doing. Huh? We've been looking at the information, right? Now let me ask y'all something. Let's just talk. Me and you. Now y'all know we ain't never really look into that Genesis story. You know we ain't never look into. Because if we had the knowledge we got today, and we had this knowledge 10, 15 years ago, we would have been questioning the Bible. We'd have been calling the Bible out. But now, when we look at the Genesis story, like we talk about the rib story, and you reading about, Adam being put to sleep. Now you look at it and you see clear as day. Nigga, that was surgery. This was somebody putting this man under anesthesia. Right? And it just so happens we got the Sumerian tablets that predate the Bible about 3,600 years saying that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. That's why this is so beautiful. It ain't like we making this shit up. It comes from a source, an older source than your Bible. So all we are discovering is that we never really truly knew the Bible. We never truly knew religion, right? Gave y'all that information. Appreciate the love, ETP. I gave y'all that information about Easter. I gave y'all that information about Christmas. I know y'all probably had heard about Christmas being a pagan holiday, but you didn't know to that extent, right? Showed you about Saturnalia. And if you don't know, go watch my video on my Chief Cuttah 1212 page. I got a series called Decoding the Bible. All right? But once you look at it, now you realize, like, this Bible is more allegorical than it is authentic. A lot of that information is misunderstandings, misinterpretations. That's what the Bible is filled with, especially the Old Testament portion. Misunderstandings, misinterpretations. So this is what I seek to teach and show people. So you can make sure you're putting your energy into the right spaces. I want you to be praying to the right God. I don't want you to be praying to the wrong God. I want you to be giving your energy. I want you to be giving your energy to something that's going to be fruitful for you and your community. The church ain't being fruitful for the community no more. So we got to revamp the church. We got to revamp and rebuild the church. The church got to be something else. The church has got to be educational and spiritual. It can't be religious no more. It's got to be educational. The church got to be somewhere that our people can come and learn, the same way the Ews did, the fake Ews, right? They took their temple and they made their temple a place where their kids can come learn math, science, real estate, banking, all of this shit. They do that shit at the temple. So we gotta make church more spiritual, more educational, less religious. Because I like the idea of church, man. I like the idea of fellowshipping together. I just think it's ran by the wrong people. It's ran by the wrong entities. We need to change the look of it, change the face of it, change the dynamic of it. So yeah, man. Yeah, today we get into so yesterday we watched Adamu and Tiamat get expelled from the Eden. All right? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. We watched Adamu and Tiamat get kicked out the Eden, like Martin kicking out Pam and Tommy. Get to stepping, right? Enlil was mad as hell. Enlil looked out that bitch and Tiamat didn't have that thong on. I mean, Tiamat had a thong on. He was like, why you ain't naked? Why is she not naked? So Enlil had to get them folks up out of there. Enlil said, y'all gotta go. Go to work. So Enlil expelled Adamu and Tiamat to the Abzu to do the work. So what you're learning is that the Adamu and Tiamat represents the first line of humanity. They weren't the only line. There were two separate lines of modern humanity. Okay, I'm going to say this again. There were two separate lines of modern humanity. You've met the first line. The first line is what we call Homo sapiens. Okay? Today, you're going to meet the Homo sapiens sapien, or in Enki's words, the more civilized man. So how are they going to make a more civilized man? Woo-hoo-hoo-wee. How are they going to make it? They're going to go back and do the same process? They're going to go back to the MEs and they're going to look at the genes? No, 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 no. You're going to be very surprised at how they make the civilized man. Okay? That's us. This is us, the civilized man. We the civilized man. I told y'all yesterday that the Adamu, that the Aborigines of Australia are more than likely the descendants of the Adamu. Because the Aborigines of Australia got a distinct history, a separate history and lineage from all other black people. Okay? So it is my estimation, only a theory at this time, but it is my theory that the Aboriginal Australians are the descendants of the first line of Homo sapiens. Okay? So today you're going to meet the second line, baby. Like we in the NO. Second line. Today you're going to meet the second line of Homo sapiens. The Homo sapiens sapiens. The civilized man. Why did they need a civilized man? Why did they need a more civilized man? What happened? What happened as a result that they needed a more civilized man? It's a question for the class. Anybody can pop in. What happened as a result that they needed a more civilized man? What happened? Who was listening? Who was taking notes? Something facilitated them needing a civilized man. Talk to me. Nope. That wasn't the problem, Black Red. Nope. None of these are the answers, guys. Come on now, guys. There we go, ETP. There we go. ETP in the house. Let me pin that. ETP got it right. 2 points to ETP in the building. Too much inbreeding, gang. Remember I told y'all yesterday, overcopulation. The Adamu started to overcopulate. And they was overcopulating so much that they started to, brother and sister started to copulate and create. Mother and son was copulating because these people, you know, they was primitive. So they didn't know. They didn't know that the brother and the sister wasn't supposed to have sex. They didn't know that the mama and the son wasn't supposed to have sex. So as a result of this overcopulation, it created an incestuous breed. It created an incestuous breeding form. A whole bunch of incestuous primates running around. A whole bunch of little crazy ass, hominids running around and shit. Adamus. Ooh. Remember we were talking about bitch Stewie? They overcopulated. Okay, go ahead, write that note down. Okay. They had to create the civilized man because the first man was overcopulating, creating an incestuous environment. Okay. Again, and that makes sense. You can't make that up. Let me tell y'all something. I don't give a damn how great of a writer Zecharia Sitchin is. He ain't that great of a writer. To come up with that, nobody wouldn't even been thinking about that. Nobody wouldn't have been thinking. Think about how much sense it makes, right? The man says they started to overcopulate, and as a result of that, we had a bunch of incestuous earthlings running around that wasn't helpful in nothing. And as a result, he realized we got to make a more civilized man, closer to us, closer in akin to us. So you can't even make that up. You can't make that up. The only way you can come up with that is if that's a true story, if that's a true part of the story. So we're going to begin today. We're getting ready to meet the Homo sapiens sapiens. Right, sapiens sapiens. Right, everybody good to go? I hope everybody that want to be here is here, because we are about to begin. The offspring of the earthlings he observed. An alarming matter he noticed. By their repeated copulations back toward the wild forebears, they were degraded. Okay, that's the portion right there, guys. By their repeated copulations back toward their wild forebears, they were degraded. So let me translate that in our normal terms. He's basically saying because of all of that incestuous fucking, they became a very primitive society, retarded. Okay? So that's what degraded is. They became retarded, all right? So Enki in the marshlands looked about. On the rivers he sailed and observed. With him was only Izimud, his vizier, who kept his secrets. Okay, Izimud is his right-hand man. Okay, this is like his personal assistant. Izimud is the dude who see Enki committing crimes and won't snitch on him. Okay, this is partner. He gonna hold him down, all right? So him and Izimud is sailing up and down the river. On the riverbanks, bathing and frolicking, earthlings he noticed. Two females among them were wild with beauty. Firm were their breasts. Good-looking earth women. Enki sailing down the river. He look over there and he see all them good-looking buck-naked earth women. Boy, Enki had his way. Can you imagine, fellas? Can you imagine? Enki had his way, boy. It is buck-naked women. All right, boy, got a whole planet to himself. Boy, got a whole planet to himself. Yeah, that's his right-hand man, Izimud, just like that. Boy got a whole planet to himself and got buck naked females everywhere. And they don't want nothing. They don't want to go out to eat. They don't want $40. They don't want nothing. Boy, he could be having a time. On the riverbanks, bathing and frolicking earthlings, he noticed. 2 females among them were wild with beauty. Firm were their breasts. Their sight caused the phallus of Enki to water. God damn, they must have been bad. They must have been tough. My nigga, look, let me tell you right now, man, these melanated goddesses is undefeated. Okay? My boy Enki said he saw one that was so bad it made his phallus water. Okay? It caused his phallus to water, a burning desire he had. Shall I not kiss the young ones? Enki said to Izimud. I, the boat, will hear the row. Kiss the young ones, Izimud to Enki was saying. The boat there to Izimud directed. From the boat to dry land, Enki stepped. A young one to him Enki called. A tree fruit she offered to him. Enki bent down. The young one lie down. He embraced her. On the lips he kissed her. Sweet were her lips. Firm with ripeness were her breasts. Into her womb he poured his semen. In mating he knew her. Boy. Into her womb she took the holy semen. By the semen of Enki she was impregnated. So this is procreation. This is direct procreation. This is not in vitro fertilization. This is not mixing something in the jar. This is skin on skin. Whatever finna come out of her, Enki is the baby daddy. Okay? So this would be like Enki having his child with his wife. Only difference, he having a child with an earthling. Okay? So that's going to make the child different. That's going to make the child more Anunnaki-like. You know what I'm saying? More Anunnaki-like. Less hominid. Ain't going to be no trait. It's basically the first civilized man was like us. Was like us. Trust me. With the young ones, stay. Whether pregnancies come about, ascertain. So was Enki to his vizier Izimud saying. Izimud by the young ones sat down. By the 4th count, their bulges appeared. So he got both of them pregnant. Okay, my boy down there, my boy say, I gotta have 2. Give me 2. He got both of these earth women pregnant. Like I say, he was having his way. Enki was a blessed man. Okay, so he got 2 of these sisters pregnant. And he told Izimud, he told his right-hand man, Izimud, stay with these girls and keep up with how their pregnancy is going. Okay? So he basically told Izimud, yeah, po damn Kina. Lord have mercy. She out here working hard. She's sacrificing her body for the mission. And this nigga out here, you know, being Enki. Being Enki. Po damn Kina. He been cheating on her though. Being. So Izimud was left to basically observe the pregnancy of the 2 earth women, okay? By the 4th count, their bulges appeared. By the 10th count, the 9th having been completed, the first young one squatted and gave birth. By her, a male child was born. Then the second young one squatted and gave birth. By her, a female child was born. Okay? Got 2 women pregnant. One had a boy, one had a girl, which ensures that this boy and this girl are not related. That means that if they were to conceive, you're going to have a normal birth instead of an incestuous birth. Because if Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve happens the way the Bible tells it, Adam and Eve would have been the same genetic makeup. So that first child would have been off. But this way, they're not related. 2 separate earth girls. Enki got pregnant. One had a boy, one had a girl. Here's your biblical Adam. This is your biblical Eve. Okay, let's go. At dawn and dusk, which a day delimit on the same day the 2 were born. Did y'all hear that? One was born at dawn and one was born at dusk. Now, why am I telling you that? Dawn and dusk. Dawn and dusk. Very important. Okay? Very important. Listen up. One was born at dawn and the other one was born at dusk. The gracious ones, dawn and dusk, thereafter in legend, they were known. So their names were dawn and dusk. Okay? Dawn became Adapa. That's your biblical Adam. Okay? That's biblical Adam. All right? That's dawn. Dusk is your biblical Eve. So if you want to know where the name Eve comes from, dusk. Dusk is the evening time, right? We do know that, right? Dawn is the sunrise. Dusk is the sunset. One was born at sunrise. One was born at sunset. They called one dawn. They called the other one dusk. So this is where we get the name Eve from. Evening. Do that make sense to y'all? Do that make sense to y'all? Got to ask yourself. Like, you got to ask yourself, why her name Eve? You got to ask yourself. Did the Bible ever teach us that? Come on now. Come on, guys. Did the Bible ever give us anything about why her name was Eve? Like, help me understand that. Like, did God have a sister named Eve? Oh, I'm going to name after my sister. I got a sister named Evelyn. We call her Evie. I'm going to name after. The Bible ain't tell us that. The Bible ain't give us that. The Sumerian tablet give you the real truth. One was born at dusk, one was born at dawn. Dusk is sunset. It's the evening time. She's Eve. All right? In the 93rd Shar, this is the 93rd Shar, the 2 by Enki fathered in the Eden was born. This is the 93rd Shar. All right? So let's see when the biblical Adam and Eve was born. So you can, if you want to write it down, you can write it down. In the 93rd Shar. $334, $800. All right, so this is about 115,000 BC. Okay, 115,000 BC. That is where the biblical Adam and Eve was born. Adapa. Okay, so their real names is Adapa and Titi. The real names is Adapa and Titi. You remember the Anunnaki give you a real name and they give you a celestial name. Their celestial name, aka nickname, is Dawn and Dusk. Okay? Adapa is the biblical Adam. Titi is the biblical Eve. The name Eve comes from the name dusk. All right? The Bible ain't never give you that, but Chief Kuttah just gave it to you. He left you with a bunch of questions, guys. When you want somebody to know something, you give them all the information. When you want to empower somebody, you give them all the information. So why were we not given all the information? Because I know my God want me to be empowered. My God just want me to figure it out for myself. See, that's the difference between a religious God and a spiritual God. The spiritual God wants you to figure things out for yourself so that you can be stronger, so that you can be better, so that you can test yourself, right? And you can become better, right? The religious God, they want the religious God to save the day. They want the religious God to save the day, to come to their rescue. Yeah, you never have to, please God, help me with this. Please God, help me with that. When you going to help yourself? When you going to help yourself? When you going to get up and do it yourself? All right? Titi, T-I-T-I, Titi, T-I-T-I, T-T. Adapa and Titi. Them don't sound like no white people names, do it. But they ain't have no problem telling y'all that Adam and Eve was white. Adapa and Titi, I don't sound like no white folks' name. Words of the births Izimud quickly brought to Enki. By the births, Enki was ecstatic. Who ever known such a thing? Between Anunnaki and Earthling, conception was attained. Civilized man I have brought into being. To his vizier Izimud, instructions Enki gave. A secret my deed must remain. So he told Izimud, he said, hey nigga, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody I was down here freaking on these Earthlings. You good, Enki? You know I'm your boy. I got your back. Don't even worry about that. Let the newborns by their mothers be suckled. Thereafter into my household bring them. Among the bulrushes in the reed baskets, say you have found them. By their mothers were the newborn suckled. So he told Izimud to say that he found these two Earthlings, that he found these two babies, to bring them to his house after they get a little older, and to say he found them. Trying to fool his wife. Because his wife, he don't want his wife to know what's going on, because she gonna kick his ass. He'll get his ass kicked on Earth. So he done told Izimud, come up, hey, just come up there and say you found these babies. That's what some of y'all niggas probably need to do with all these kids y'all making on the side. You gotta tell them to bring your baby up. Nah, this not the Moses story. Not quite the Moses story. Something like it. Not quite the Moses story though. The Moses story is the Moses story. But you're gonna hear some similarities, because in these time periods, this happened a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's probably a million stories of somebody dropping a baby off at somebody's doorstep. By their mothers were the newborn suckled and nurtured. To Enki's household in Eridu, thereafter Izimud brought them. Among the bulrushes and reed baskets, I have found them. So did Izimud say. Enki to the foundlings took a liking. As her own children, she raised them. They're like Muddy Waters' wife on Cadillac Records. Raising all Muddy side children. Adapa, the foundling, she called the boy. Titi, one with life, she named the girl. Unlike all other earthling children, the twosome were. Slower to grow up than earthlings they were. Much quicker in understanding they were. Did y'all hear that? They grew up slower than other earthlings because it was a half Anunnaki. He was directly half Anunnaki. So Adam and Eve were Anunnaki hybrids. Okay? A lot of these people from these biblical stories were Anunnaki hybrids. So Adam and Eve were Anunnaki hybrids. This is how this is why we are related to the Anunnaki. Because from this lineage is where we all come from this Adapa and Tidi lineage. Okay? So yeah, we kin to the Anunnaki. We ain't gotta act like them. Because I'm damn sure ain't getting buck naked to fight nobody. And I'm damn sure ain't humping on my sister. I don't care who she come from. I'm just not your boy. So the two were like Anunnaki. They aged slower and they were much quicker in understanding. With intelligence, they were endowed. Of speaking with words, they were capable. Beautiful and pleasant was the girl. With her hands, she was greatly dexterous. Enki, the spouse of Enki, took a liking to Tidi. All manners of crafts she was teaching her. To Adapa, Enki himself gave teachings. How to keep records, he was instructing him. The achievements with pride Enki to Izimud was showing. A civilized man I have brought forth to Izimud, he was saying. A new kind of earthling from my seed has been created, in my image and after my likeness. From seed, they will grow food. From ewes, they will shepherd sheep. Okay? So now he's got him a civilized man that he can teach to cultivate. Okay? So this is the next step, is to teach them how to cultivate, teach them how to grow food. And not just for themselves, but for the Anunnaki. Okay? To grow food for the Anunnaki, to shepherd ewes. Okay? Because they're going to use the ewes for meat, use the grains for breads. Okay? Anunnaki and earthlings henceforth shall be satiated. To his brother Enlil, Enki sent word. From Nabruki to Eridu, Enlil came. In the wilderness, a new kind of earthling has come forth, to Enlil, Enki was saying. Enki be lying his ass off, man. I ain't gonna lie, why I rock with Enki. Enki gonna tell a lie when he need to tell a lie. So he run up on his brother Enlil. He already got his lie together, right? He see Enlil. He say, hey, brother, guess what happened? A new form of earthling just popped up. I can't believe it either. Just popped up. Motherfuckers just popped up at my doorstep. A whole new form of earthling. No, I ain't have nothing to do with it. Nothing. Quick of learning they are. Knowledge and craft work can be taught to them. Let us from Nibiru bring down seeds that are sown. Okay, y'all heard that, right? Let me say that again. Listen. You already know. Come on, Heaven Year. You already know, baby. Listen, guys. They say, let us from Nibiru bring down seeds that are sown. Appreciate you, Omni. Appreciate you, my love. Let us from Nibiru bring down seeds that are sown. So what you are hearing, that they brought, a lot of what they brought here, what we hold near and dear to our heart, like wheat, the grains, the grapes, they brought this shit. This shit come from the Nibiru. They brought this shit here, brother. They bought the cultivation from their planet. They brought it here. We had stuff already here, but they brought some of the stuff from their planet, and some of the things you enjoy today. Some of the things you enjoy today. Hey, if you like a cold beer, If you love a cold beer, you got to thank the Anunnaki for that. That's what my brother Heaven Year talking about. All right? If you love a cold beer, you got to thank the Anunnaki for that, man. If you like a good, my ladies, if y'all like a good taste of wine, you got to thank the Anunnaki for that. The Anunnaki gave us wine. The Anunnaki gave us beer. The Anunnaki gave us bread. Hell, the Anunnaki gave us the first barbecue. Come on. This where we get the barbecue from. They started that. They put the meat on the grill. You finna see all of that though. Okay, so let's roll. Let us from the Nibiru bring down seeds that are sown. Let us from Nibiru ewes that become sheep delivered to earth. Let us from Nibiru ewes that become sheep delivered to earth. So they say they bring in ewes. So an ewe is a alien animal. That's not a natural animal. That's not an indigenous animal to earth. The cow too. I know for sure the cow and the ewe. I'm not sure about the other animals, but I know the cow and I know the ewe. And you know how I know that the cow is from another planet? Put a 2 in the chat if you are familiar with the cow mutilation stories. Put a 2 in the chat if you are familiar with the cow mutilation stories. Okay, the cow mutilations, y'all remember now, if y'all familiar with that, you know, every time they found these cows, they are surgically, they have holes, surgical holes, very precise surgical holes, very precise incisions being made. I got you, Big Dreaming. I got you, my brother. Do your thing, man. I had to sit down for a couple of days. I hurt my Achilles, man. I got to get back in there, but I hurt my Achilles, so I had to sit down for a couple of days. But anyway, when they find these cows had such precision done to them surgically that they said this could only be done by a laser. Okay? So the farmers was like, we ain't got no laser tool. We don't have no laser tools. We don't have no way of doing nothing like this to a cow. Well, guys, what was going on was the Anunnaki was sending their drones or their little grays to do their work. And they were sending them down here to observe and check the genes of the cow. Because they observing these cows, like I said, they from Nibiru. They got to keep up data on everything that they brought from Nibiru. They got to keep up the data on how it's evolving, how it's changing. So that's what the cow mutilations was about. It was them coming back to just check on the things that they brought here because they are observing, okay? Wasn't no other reason for the cow mutilations. It was an alien thing. So cows and I love me a good hamburger and I love me a good steak. So shout out to the Anunnaki again. Shout out to the Anunnaki again. All right. So cows and sheeps for sure. They brought here. Okay. Let us, the new breed of earthlings, teach how to form and how to shepherd. They say, let us teach the new breed of earthling how to form and how to shepherd. Okay? Listen up. Here we go. Let Anunnaki and earthling together be satiated. So was Enki to Enlil said. That just means let us be fed. Akin to us Anunnaki in many ways, indeed they are, Enlil to his brother said. A wonders of wonders it is. In the wilderness by themselves to come about? This is Enlil like kind of being suspicious. Enlil like, so you mean to tell me these motherfuckers just popped up in the woods? That's what you telling me, Enki? You saying just all of a sudden one day you was out and boom, a whole new breed of man popped up. Izzy-Mood was summoned. Among the bulrushes and the reed baskets I found them, he said. Enlil, the matter with graveness, pondered. With amazement, he shook his head. Indeed, a wonder of wonders it is. A new breed of earthling on earth has emerged. A civilized man the earth itself brought forth. Farming and shepherding, crafts and tool making, he can be taught. So was Enlil to Enki saying, let us of the new breed send word to Anu. Of the new breed to Anu on the Nibiru, word was beamed. Let seeds that can be sown, let ewes that become sheep be sent to earth. So did Enki and Enlil make suggestions. By civilized man, let Anunnaki and earthlings become satiated. Anu heard the words. By the words, he was amazed. That by life essences, one kind to another leads is not unheard of. To them words he sent back. That on earth a civilized man from the Adamu so quickly appeared, that is unheard of. So Anu was very funny too. Anu says, you mean to tell me all of a sudden Adamu just created a new person? That's unheard of, bro. That's very unheard of. Something else is going on. So they very suspicious of Enki. For sowing and husbanding, great numbers are needed. Perchance the beings to proliferate are unable, while the savants on Nibiru contemplated the matter. In Eridu, occurrences of import took place. Adapa in mating knew Titi. Into her womb he poured his semen. There was conception. There was birth giving. 2 twins, 2 brothers, Titi gave birth. Come on now. Adamu got up in that meat. 2 twins, Titi gave birth to. And y'all can guess who these 2 twins are, right? Y'all can guess who these 2 twins that Titi gave birth to is, right? Come on with it. Come on with it, PCM 550. Cain and Abel. All right? Cain and Abel. Hey, y'all give me 1 second. I got to step away for 1 second and I will be right back. All right? I'll be right back. All right, let's get back to it. Okay? So we're about to meet the real Cain and Abel. And like I say, the story is they got the story right in the Bible, okay? But we're gonna look at it from a little bit of a different perspective, okay? When we always look at this story, when we deal with the Cain and Abel story biblically, we always look at it like Cain is the bad guy, right? That's how we always look at it. Cain is the bad guy. Cain is the bad guy, right? But what the Bible didn't do, it didn't do a good job of giving the context of the situation. That's what I love about the Sumerian tablet. So you get to look at the context of the situation. Abel was a bitch ass nigga. Let me go and say it. Let me say it for everybody in the back. Abel was a bitch ass nigga. Okay? If you don't got brothers, see, I got brothers. I know that you're going to have some brothers that you absolutely love, and you're going to have a brother that you don't fuck with. Okay? Anybody that got brothers know that you're going to have times where you beef with some of your brothers. Some of your brothers going to be cool. Some of your brothers going to be, straight assholes. Okay? So you need to know that Abel was a bitch ass nigga. Okay? Cain was a victim. The nigga teased Cain, kept teasing Cain, kept fucking with Cain, till Cain just rose up and let him have it. But see, church teach y'all like Cain was just on some evil shit, like the devil had got into him, and they wasn't like that. So let's get into this part of the story so you can see, so you can have a better perspective, because y'all need to know something about Cain. That's some information I'm gonna give y'all about Cain. That's very important to the indigenous folks on TikTok. Okay, so that's coming up. Some big information about Cain that you probably didn't know. All right. 2 twins, 2 brothers Titi gave birth to. Words of the birth to Nibiru was beamed. The twosome for conception are compatible. proliferation by them can occur. Let seeds that are sown, ewes that become sheep to earth be delivered. So did Anu say. Let on earth farming and shepherding begin. Let us all be satiated. So did Enki and Enlil to Anu on the Nibiru say. Let Tidi remain in Eridu, the newborns to suckle and nurture. Let Adapa the earthling be brought to Nibiru. So did Anu declare his decision. Okay? So Anu wanna lay eyes on Adapa for himself. Okay? So guess what? Adapa is the first man to ever travel off this planet. He's the first earthborn man to ever travel off this planet. Your boy Adapa is going to Nibiru. All right? Let Adapa the earthling to Nibiru be brought. So did Anu declare his decision. By the decision, Enlil was not pleased. Whoever would have thought of this, that by a primitive worker fashioning like us they would become, with knowledge endowed, between heaven and earth will travel? On Nibiru, the waters of long life he will drink. The food of long life he will eat. Like one of us Anunnaki shall the one of earth become. So Enlil speaking to the others. So Enlil is worried about, first of all, he mad because he say he can't believe we letting some earthling have the ability of the Anunnaki. So he mad about that. He also mad about the idea of an earthling being able to visit Nibiru. Okay, so then he say, when he go to Nibiru, he gonna drink the water of life. He gonna eat the food of life. I told y'all on Nibiru, they got water and food. They got water and food that can bring you back from death, and they got water and food that will extend your life, that will give you long life. Okay? So yeah, they got an actual plant, and they got some actual water that will increase your life for I don't know how long. Shit. They live a long time. That's one thing about the Anunnaki. We don't know exactly how long they live too. I would love to know. Yeah, Enlil is straight up hater. That's what I want you to notice. I'm glad you noticed that, Corliss. He always hating on the humans. Always. By the decision of Anu, Enki was not too pleased. Sullen was his face after Anu had spoken. After Enlil had spoken with Enlil, his brother, Enki agreed. Indeed, who of this would have thought? So to the others, Enki said. Enki trying to act like he don't know what's going on. Yeah, who would have thought it? I don't know what happened. The command of Anu cannot be avoided. To them she said, let Adapa by our young ones be brought to Nibiru. His fright to diminish, to Anu to explain things. So did Enki to the others say, let Ningazita and Dumuzi his companions be. By the way, Nibiru for the first time with their eyes also to see. Okay, so he's sending his two younger sons to take Adapa to Nibiru. Ningazita, who helped in the genetic alteration, and the baby boy, who is Dumuzi. Okay, Dumuzi is the baby boy. You might want to write that name down too, and just put the baby boy, because he's a important part of the story down the line. So you want to write down Dumuzi, Enki's baby boy. Okay, D-U-M-U-Z-I, Dumuzi, Dumuzi. So Ningazita, who is Thoth, the Atlantean, and Dumuzi, they were born here. Okay, so Thoth, who's half Anunnaki, of course, is a natural born earthling as well. So this is why Thoth is the chosen leader for humanity. Okay? Thoth is the chosen leader for humanity because he's born of humanity. So now you can see why he give a shit. He care about humans. That's why he did all the things he did to make sure we can have this information. Because shit, this is planet too. Shit, he was on this planet before we was. He was born here before we was. Okay. So this is their first time getting to see Nibiru. So this will be Ningazita and Dumuzi's first time to see Nibiru, and Adapa gets to see Nibiru. Okay. By Ninma was the suggestion favorite. Our young ones on earth born of Nibiru are forgetting. Its life cycles by those of earth are overwhelmed. Let the two sons of Enki, as yet unmarried, to Nibiru also travel. Perchance brides for themselves they shall find. See, that's a mama for you. Okay? Ain't that a mama for you? Mama say, perchance they gonna find a bride. Sit them up there and hopefully they find a damn wife. Right? So another, like I say, man, these are humans, bro. Does this sound like a mythical, magical monster talking about sending her sons on a trip and hoping her sons find a wife? That's a mama. Hope you find you a good Nibiruan woman. Mama say, I hope you find you a good one. When the next celestial chamber from Nibiru did arrive in Sipar, Illibrat, a vizier of Anu from the chamber, stepped off. I have come to fetch the earthling Adapa. So to the leaders he said. The leaders to Illibrat presented Adapa. Titi and her sons to him they also showed. Indeed, in our image and after our likeness, they are. So did Illibrat say. To Illibrat, Ningazita and Dumuzi, sons of Enki, were presented. To accompany Adapa on his journey, they have been selected. To him, Enki said, Anu, his grandchildren, to see will be pleased. So did Illibrat say. To hear instructions, Enki summoned Adapa to him. To Adapa thus he said, Adapa, to Nibiru, the planet whence we had come, you will be going. Before I knew our king, you will come. To his majesty you will be presented. Before him you shall bow. Speak only when asked. To questions, give short answers. Okay? So Enki is giving Adapa instructions on how to carry himself on Nibiru in amongst Anu. He tells him, new clothing you will be given. The new garments, put them on. A bread on earth not found, they will give to you. The bread is death. Do not eat it. Okay, so let me explain that. So Enki just told him there's a bread that they have on Nibiru that will give him death. Told him not to eat the bread. But it's actually the bread that's going to give him life. That's going to give him extended life. Now, the reason that Enki is doing this, Enki is trying to, he already lied. He already didn't tell Enlil and Anu the truth, right? So the last thing he wants to do is endow Adapa with long life, right? Because that'll make Enlil blow his top, okay? Because that's the one thing Enlil has been told that the earthlings don't have is the long life, okay? So he's basically telling Adapa not to eat the bread and not to drink the elixir. That's going to give him long life, but he's going to tell him that it will kill him, okay? In a chalice, an elixir to drink, they will give to you. The elixir is death. Do not drink it. With you, Ningazita and Dumuzi, my sons will journey. To their words hearken, and you shall live. So did Enki instruct Adapa. This I shall remember, Adapa said. Before I knew the king, my father, you are coming. To him you shall bow and pay homage. By princes and nobles, do not be cowarded. Of them you are the equals. To bring Adapa back to earth is your mission. By Nibiru's delights, be not charmed. This we shall remember, Ningazita and Dumuzi said. His young one, Dumuzi, Enki embraced. On the forehead, he kissed him. You know, like a dad kisses his son on the forehead. Love you, son. The wise one, Ningazita, Enki embraced. On the forehead, he also kissed him. A sealed tablet in the hand of Ningazita, unseen, he placed. To my father Anu, give this tablet in secret. So did Enki to Ningazita say. Okay, so he gave Ningazita a tablet to give to Anu. Like it looks like a message, some kind of message that he wants Anu to have. Okay, then the two with Adapa to Sipar departed. To the place of the celestial chariots they went. To Illabrat, Anu's vizier, the three of themselves presented. To Ningazita and Dumuzi, the garb of the Ijiji was given. Like celestial eagles, they were dressed. As for Adapa, his unkempt hair was shaven. As a helmet, as that of an eagle, he was given. Instead of his loincloth, a tight-fitting vestment he was made to wear. Okay, instead of a loincloth, a tight-fitting vestment. Y'all have seen like these space movies, right? And you always see them like wearing these tight-fitting space suits, kind of like the Fantastic Four, right? Kind of gave him one of them Fantastic Four type suits to put on to travel into space. Between Ningazita and Dumuzi, inside that which ascends, he was placed. When the signal was given, the celestial chariot roared and shuddered. In fright did Adapa cower and cry out. The eagle without wings is soaring. So watch this. So Adapa, who was a civilized man, couldn't even fathom what this spaceship was. Okay? Adapa called it an eagle without wings. He said, in fright did Adapa cower and cry out. The eagle without wings is soaring. So if Adapa didn't know what a spaceship was, you can only imagine what later humans thought they was when they saw them. Okay? So these people ain't have no idea of what these machines was. Okay? So they worship these people based off of what they saw. Okay? Upon his sides, Ningazita and Dumuzi placed their arms. Soothing words, they calmed them. When 1 league aloft, they were born. Upon the earth, they glanced out. Its lands they saw. By seas and oceans into parts separated. When 2 leagues aloft they were, the ocean to a tub grew smaller. The land was the size of a basket. When 3 leagues aloft they were, again they cast a glance, whence they had departed. The earth was now as a small dot, by a sea of darkness in the vastness swallowed. Once again, Adapa was agitated. He cowered and cried out, "Take me back!" he shouted. My boy Adapa was scared as hell. I don't blame him. Shit. Adapa was going up into space like, nah, this ain't for me, big dog. I ain't even drove a car. Y'all got me in a damn spaceship. So Adapa cried out, "Take me back!" So he was very scared. Ningazita placed his hands on the neck of Adapa. In an instant, Adapa was quiet. I'm going to read that to you again. Tell me what he did. What did he do to Adapa? Ningazita placed his hand on the neck of Adapa. Adapa, in an instant, was quiet. What did he do to Adapa? The Vulcan death grip. Come on with it. Yeah. Gave him that Vulcan death grip, put him to sleep. Put his butt to sleep. Yeah. Come on with it. Shout out to all my Trekkies in the building. Shout out to all my Star Trek family in the building. I'm big on Star Trek. Love it. When they on Nibiru landed, there was much curiosity. The children of Enki on Earth born to see even more, so an earthling to encounter. A being from another world on Nibiru has arrived. So were the crowds shouting. With Illibrat to the palace they were taken, to be washed in perfume, anointed with oils. Fresh and befitting garments they were given. Heeding Enki's words, Adapa, the new clothing, did put on. In the palace, nobles and heroes milled about. In the throne room, princes and counselors gathered. Wait till y'all find out that the Nibiru is heaven, right? There is no actual heaven the way y'all imagine it, but the misconstruction was that this place. I don't want to confuse y'all. Wait till we get there. But Nibiru is heaven, guys. It's not heaven, but it is heaven. Okay, trust me, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. They finessed the fuck out of us, guys. They finessed us. To the throne room by Illibrat they were led. Adapa behind him, then the two sons of Enki. In the throne room before Anu the king they bowed. From his throne Anu stepped forward. Yeah. The Bible version, they just everything that they gave us was false. The version of God that they gave us was false. This idea of heaven was false. All of this shit was false. My grandsons, Anu cried out. He hugged Dumuzi. He hugged Ningazita. A granddaddy happy to see his grandsons. With tears in his eyes, he embraced them. He kissed them. This is all human stuff, guys. This is what we do. To his right, Dumuzi, he seated. On his left, Ningazita sat. Then Illibrat to Anu presented the earthling Adapa. Does he understand our speech? Anu inquired from Illibrat. Indeed he does. By the Lord Enki he was taught, Illibrat answered. Come hither, Anu said to Adapa. What is your name and your occupation? Adapa stepped forward. Again he bowed. Adapa is my name. Of the Lord Enki, a servant. Of the Lord Enki, a servant. Did I tell y'all about that terminology? The terminology of Lord? Enki is a prince, guys, if y'all don't know. He's a part of a royal house. In a royal house, you have lords, ladies, noblemen, kings, queens. The term Lord has nothing to do with God. Nothing. So when y'all be hollering about, Lord, take the wheel, you basically be calling on somebody from a royal family. That's all. Take the wheel, Lord. Don't let these terms trip you up. This is why we got to be re-educated. That's why we got to be re-educated. Listen to what he say. Adapa is my name. Of the Lord Enki, a servant. So did Adapa in words speak. His speaking was causing great amazement. A wonder of wonders on earth has been attained, Anu declared. A wonder of wonders on earth has been attained, all the assembled shouted. Let there be a celebration. Let us, our guests, welcome. Anu was saying. To the banquet room, Anu assembled all who were led. To the laden tables, he happily gestured. At the laden table, the bread of Nibiru, Adapa was offered. He did not eat it. At the laden tables, the elixir of Nibiru, Adapa was offered. He did not drink it. By this, I knew the king was puzzled and offended. See, Enki finna get this man killed. Okay? Now, y'all know that some cultures will take offense to you coming to their home and not eating their food. Now, I'm sorry. You're going to be offended by me because I don't eat everybody's food. I don't like everybody cooking. I don't know if everybody is as clean as me, so I don't eat everybody's food. So listen here, if I ever come to your house and I don't accept the food that you're making, don't be mad at me, okay? But you know how it is. Some people get offended. People are like, how dare you? How dare you come over here in my culture and not take my hospitality, okay? So I knew I was offended. I knew about to break Adapa neck. Why has Enki to Nibiru sent this ill-mannered earthling? That's what he said. That's his words, right? My words would have been like, now why Enki sent this old disrespectful ass nigga up here to Nibiru? So Anu said, why has Enki sent this ill-mannered earthling to Nibiru? To him, the celestial ways to reveal? Come now, Adapa. To Adapa, Anu said, why did you neither eat nor drink? Our hospitality you rejected. My master, the Lord Enki, commanded me, the bread do not eat, the elixir do not drink. This is also where y'all get communion from. I might as well throw that in there. This is where you get communion. You know how when you take communion in church, eating the holy bread and drinking eating the flesh and drinking the blood. The blood was the wine. The bread was the flesh. This is what it was based off. The holy bread of Nibiru. That's what it was based off. That's what it was based off. The holy bread of Nibiru. The holy wine of Nibiru. The wine, they wine is not the same wine we drink. They drinking some shit that can make you live for 100,000 years. The bread and the wine. There you go. Just showing y'all where this shit come from, guys. It ain't come from out of nowhere. They made y'all think, they ain't give y'all no explanations. None. Gotta have explanations, guys. We gotta have understanding of where this shit come from. I don't give a damn what nobody say. If you tell me I can sit down with God for 2 seconds, I'm gonna be asking God all these questions. I'm gonna be like, God, why you created Adam? What was the purpose of creating Adam? God, why you did it? God, why you did it? See, that's how that conversation would go. I would have to ask God all these questions because God left us with all these question marks. But God didn't leave us with question marks, guys. Nah, God didn't leave us with question marks. The people that misunderstood the Sumerian tablets, the people who didn't get to study the Sumerian tablets, the men who passed down information incorrectly left us with all these questions. Everything is happening just the way God intended for it to happen. Everything is happening organically. Look at the way we came to be. Enki and them didn't know that they was coming here. Yeah, the scribes, just the men, period. The men who passed down information. They misinterpreted information. They left out information. They told the story wrong. So, Enki and them didn't know that they was coming here to create no new race of people or new species of people. They ain't had that shit on their mind. That's how you know this is organic. They came here for a whole other purpose. They ain't had shit to do with us. But it just so happens that this is the result of that. You can't tell me that we wasn't meant to be. This is exactly the way God designed it. But you don't realize it till you in it. You be like, when you look up one day, like me living in Texas. I never thought I'd be living in Texas. Couldn't even see that. Couldn't see me living outside of Atlanta. But one day, I ended up in Texas. And then one day I look up and I own two businesses. I own a car lot and a mechanic shop. And I say, boom. God was designing it all. I couldn't even see the play. God was designing them steps. So what I want y'all to know, our God, guys, although we cannot physically see our God the way we would like to, we cannot physically talk to our God. We can't have a one-on-one conversation back and forth. Ooh, baby, I've been out here 8 years, going on 9 years now, my love. 9 years now. We cannot have a back and forth conversation the way we would like to with God. But guys, God is real. Okay? And you just got to trust that the system is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay? If you having problems understanding the dichotomy of what we're living in, it's just not time for you to understand that. But if you come over here and learn with us, I'll walk you into understanding what we live in and why we exist and what's the purpose of this. I'll help you understand it. Because it's a good purpose, man. It's a good purpose, man, that God gave us. God gave us the purpose of experiencing. We can go through these lives. We can experience these lives. We can gather data for these lives, and we can be better in the next life. And we can be better in the next life. And we can gather so much data. And at some point, all of this data that we gather is going to be useful. It's going to be useful to the Most High. That's what you got to know. Okay? My master, the Lord Enki, commanded me, the bread do not eat, the elixir do not drink. So did Adapa answer the king Anu. How odd is this thing, Anu was saying? For what has Enki from an earthling prevented our food and elixir? He asked Illibrat. He asked Dumuzi. Illibrat knew not the answer. Dumuzi could not explain. He asked Ningazita. Perchance in this lies the answer. And he reaches Anu the tablet. Y'all remember the tablet that Enki gave to Ningazita to give to Anu? Okay. The secret tablet that he had carried to Anu the king, he then gave. Puzzled was Anu. Anu was concerned. To his private chamber, he went to decipher the tablet. Okay? Because I knew it's like, oh, no, I don't like this shit. Like, imagine you coming to make your first impression. You want your first impression to be a good impression. They done sent that man up here, and that man finna get his ass killed up there on the B-room because he done went up there and disrespected the king. He done went out there and turned down the food. Don't even know he about to get killed listening to Enki. Now, this is the account of Adapa, of civilized mankind, the progenitor, and how by his sons Cain and Abel, satiation on earth was started. In his private chamber, Anu, the tablet seal broke open. Into the scanner, the tablet he inserted. So you know it's a computer program, okay? Whatever this tablet was, it was a computer device. He says, into the scanner, the tablet he inserted. A message from Enki to decipher. Adapa, by my seed, to an earthling woman was born. So did the message from Enki say. Likewise was Titi, by another earthling woman of my seed, conceived. With wisdom and speech they are endowed. With Nibiru's long lifetime they are not. The bread of long living he should not eat. The elixir of long life he should not drink. To live and die on earth, Adapa must return. Mortality must be his lot. So they didn't want to make us immortal. By the sowing and shepherding his offspring on earth, satiation shall be. So did Enki the secret of Adapa to his father Anu reveal. By the secret message from Enki, Anu was astounded. Whether to be angry or laugh, he knew not. I knew ain't know whether to be angry at Enki or to laugh at him. The reason he wanted to laugh at Enki, because Enki basically a chip off the old block. He like, this would be my son down here having sex with all these earth women. He just like his dad. So that's why he didn't know whether to laugh or to be angry. Illibrat, his vizier, to his private chamber he summoned. To him he thus said, that son of mine, Enki, his free ways with females has not mended. To Illibrat, his vizier, the message on the tablet he showed. What are the rules? What is the king to do? Of his vizier Anu inquired. Concubines, by our rules, are permitted. Of interplanetary cohabitation, no rules exist. So they don't have no rules they don't have any rules to govern interplanetary cohabitation. So did Illibrat respond to the king. If damage there be, let it be restricted. Let Adapa forthwith to return to earth be returned. Let Ningazita and Dumuzi stay longer. Anu then Ningazita to his private chamber summoned. Now, know you, hold on. Let me see, this got messed up. Know you what your father's message said of Ningazita, he inquired. Ningazita lowered his head, whispering, I know not, but I guess I can. So Anu asked Ningazita, did he know what his dad had wrote in the tablet? And Ningazita said, I don't know, but I can guess. Okay, so Ningazita kind of knew that these were Enki's children. Okay, plus, he the one who checking their essence. Okay, the life essence of Adapa I have tested. Of Enki seed he is. So my boy Ningazita did a DNA test. Enki gonna have to go on Mari. They gonna have Enki on Mari. Enki, you are not the father. Yeah! Enki think he the father the whole time Izzy moved to daddy. Enki gonna be paying child support and every damn thing. So Ningazita says, the life essence of Adapa I have tested. Of Enki seed he is. That indeed is the message. To him Anu said, Adapa to earth forthwith shall return. To be of civilized man a progenitor, his destiny shall be. As for you, Ningazita, to earth with Adapa you shall return. Of civilized mankind at your father's side to become the teacher. Okay? This is Thoth, the leader. So did King Anu make the decision. The destiny of Adapa and Ningazita he determined. To the assembled savants and nobles, princes and counselors Anu, the other two returned. To the assembled words of decision Anu announced. The welcome to the earthling must not be overextended on our planet. He cannot eat or drink. Of his astounding abilities we have all seen. Let him return to earth. Let his offspring there on earth till fields and in meadows shepherd. Okay? So just remember, we got the shepherding system from them. They gave us the system of the shepherd and the flock, okay? The shepherd and the flock is a symbolic system to them. It represents Anunnaki leadership leading the earthlings. The earthlings are the flock. The Anunnaki leaderships are the shepherds, okay? To ensure his safety and avoid agitation, Ningazita will travel back with him. With him, the seeds of Nibiru's grains, which multiply to earth, will be sent. So they sending the grains back. Dumuzi, the youngest, for a shar shall stay. So Dumuzi gonna hang out with granddad for another shar. Then to the earth with ewes in the essence of sheep he shall return. So Dumuzi gonna bring the ewes and the cattle, and now but Ningazita and them gonna bring the grains. This was the decision of Anu. To the king's words, all in agreement, their head bowed. At the appointed time, Ningazita and Adapa to the place of the celestial chariot were taken. Anu and Dumuzi, Illibrat and counselors, nobles and heroes bade farewell to them. There was roaring and shuddering, and the chariot was lofted. All right, folks, that's our stopping point for today. Because tomorrow when we get back, we're going to get into the saga of Cain and Abel. All right? We're going to get into the saga of Cain and Abel. Like I told y'all, that shit didn't work the way the Bible told us, man. Abel was a bitch-ass nigga. Far as I'm concerned, he deserved that brick to the head. He deserved it. Okay? So we're going to be dropping some bombshells tomorrow. You know how in the Bible, when Cain killed Abel, he was exiled. He was sent into exile. They said that Cain was sent to the land of Nod. Well, we don't know what the fuck the land of Nod is, but the Sumerian tablet gonna give us some good clues on where he was sent to. And oh my God, is it good. Okay? About to connect some big dots tomorrow. Some big dots. All right? So yeah, man, it's a good class. Shout out to everybody that represented. Shout out to everybody that showed some love. Big shout out to my big gifters. Okay, big shout out to my big gifters, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all keeping the streak alive. Y'all make it possible, gang. Y'all make it possible, okay? Big connections being made tomorrow. Are y'all enjoying yourself? Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all having a good time learning the truth of humanity. Give me a 1 in the chat if you having a good time learning the actual truth of humanity. It's not a myth, my people. It is not a myth. Swear to God, this is our real truth. This is the one that makes the most sense. Trust me. So big shout out to everybody that's having a good time, that's enjoying the knowledge. Man, it's so much that we gotta go, that we gotta uncover, unpack. But at the end of the day, gang, I just want y'all to have the truth, man. I don't want y'all getting taken advantage of. I don't want another melanated person to go to a church on Sunday and think that that's going to lead them to have access to some place called heaven. Man, take that time and spend that time with your family. Do something constructive. Brother, I would not lie to you. Going to church ain't going to get you into no place called heaven. No, that ain't what's going on. And this is what I want y'all to know, man. I don't want y'all to waste another dollar with these prophet preachers. I don't want y'all to get them no more money because they ain't trying to teach our people. They ain't trying to lead our people. They're not trying to progress our people. I want y'all to donate unto the teachers, to the truth teachers. These the brothers and sisters that need the help. These the brothers and sisters that are trying to do something to help the community. So this is why I teach, man, so my folks will know the truth. And we're not getting bamboozled. Okay, so that's what last night was about. I'm telling you, my love D-Lynn, this is why we call it a deprogramming, because that's exactly what's got to happen. We got to deprogram from being programmed. We got to deprogram being reprogrammed. That's exactly what this class is. It's a red pill class. You're going to get the truth. We're going to take all of that false information and we're going to replace it with authentic information, authentic understanding. I don't want my people getting taken advantage of, man. I'm tired of it, man. I'm stepping up as a leader in my community, bro. That's what I'm doing. So folks can say whatever they want to about me, but I know I put a lot of time and effort into teaching the truth. If you want to be mad at me about that, then be mad. Because I love God. I appreciate you, Pete Money. I love you too, my brother. Much love. Much love, family. I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. Y'all my people. Y'all my friends. Y'all my family. That's how I rock. That's why I be telling folks. I be like, tap in, man. Connect so I can feel your love. Because I can't have folks up in here talking about, oh, Chief, I rock with you, but I can't never feel your love. I felt y'all love. I feel y'all love every time y'all support. So, yeah, man, our community desperately needs leadership. Desperately.